Welcome everyone. What's up, Henry? Today we have, well, sorry, I'm a little out of it. But today, welcome to my stream. We are spectating the playoffs of AbsoluteHabibi's EU4 Arena Season 1 tournament. Starting today with an upper bracket match, because in the playoffs we have an upper bracket and lower bracket. Loser of this best of 3 will still be in the tournament running, and they can do a lower bracket run. But getting into the lower bracket right now will be very difficult, to go through. And every match or every series you win in the upper bracket, it's like you skip 2 matches forward compared to the lower bracket. But yeah, the two teams here, both very strong teams. We have representatives of Poland on the Turkish side, and we'll go through all the players, versus the Benchwarmers on the Europe side, I guess you could call it, Europe side.
The Holy League.
The Holy League. And yeah, and representatives of Poland, they were second seed in their group. Meanwhile, Benchwarmers were third seed, I believe, in their group. Yeah, because in their group it was Funny, NACOM Plus, and then Benchwarmers. So this is definitely going to be a very interesting match to watch. In terms of group standings, representatives of Poland definitely have are in a little bit of advantage if you're looking at it that way. But representatives of Poland playing on the Turkish side. This is the Turkish map, the Turkish war. You have Ottomans being played by Zlevik. You have Crimean Khanate being played by CK Potato. The Eyalet of Balkans played by Hant. Eyalet of Africa played by Mizkuzi. And the captain of representatives of Poland playing on France. Meanwhile, on the Benchwarmers, we have Masking Set on Spain. Lorb on Venice. Ecos on Austria. The captain Curly on Poland. And me 123 on Russia. So going to this match, well, who do you think, Seb? You've been spectating a lot of these matches, more so than me. But who do you think is the stronger team here?
It's kind of weird because at the start the Ottomans were crushing every game, but lately the Holy League's been crushing every game. But I think the Benchwarmers, a lot of their players haven't played this map that much, while the Polish team's been playing this map a lot more. So I think I give a slight edge to the Polish team right now because they have much more experience. And I think the Benchwarmers might have a couple of weaklings that could be exploited by the Polish team.
Yeah, and who are these weaklings? Start naming names.
I think Venice might be an issue for the Benchwarmers. He hasn't played the scenario that much. The Russia might also not have played the scenario that much, though he's co-opted a couple of times. But the Poles have played together like almost every game they've played on this scenario, so they have much more team cohesion.
Yeah, they're something I've noticed is as a team they tend to practice and play with each other a lot more than the other teams do, and that I think that will be definitely an advantage in a tournament like this. If you always practice with your team, you always have the same people on the same sides. And we have a pause for weird. Wait, what was that? Oh, okay.
That was a lag spike.
A lag spike.
Maybe you slide.
I think it might be on my side. How do I sound?
You sound fine.
Okay, because my internet for some reason is suddenly going really slow. So it might have been on my side here. Hopefully not. Because they did just upgrade my internet very recently. And it has been like 150 megabytes faster than it was before. Or no. Let me just put upper bracket. There. So now you guys have that command, upper bracket. So you guys can see the upper bracket of this tournament. You can also, if you are interested and you've been watching the games on Seb's stream, or you've been watching the games I've been spectating, or you know some of the players on the team, you can give a prediction of the brackets. You can do a bracket prediction in the channel hashtag bracket competition. The person that has the closest bracket will win a $20 Steam gift card. So if that's something you're interested in, you can do that. That will be closing very soon, as if after this the winners of this match. You can check that out on Discord. And we are about to be 2 years from war, correct?
2 years and a quarter, yeah. It starts in 83.
Yeah. One thing that was mentioned before I streamed is that build up on this map can sometimes go past the start of the war, and you'll even see sometimes people building up a year into war. Yeah, so where is Mr. House, dude? Where is Mr. House? Yeah, I know that the war automatically declares, but I just know that from what I've heard is that people keep building up even though the war declares. And
I'm not sure if the war auto declares anymore. At least I saw one game they didn't declare until mid 84. So maybe Sealand can
oh,
tell
it's
us.
It's
it's a
randomized.
meantime, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
was
it's
it?
randomized.
Yeah. So basically, it's like a 1 month or a couple months meantime to happen after the war start date. So it can like literally happen a month after, or the day after, or 2 months after, or like halfway through the year, depending on RNG. So yeah, and it's all has to do with tech as well, because the war around when the war starts is when people are getting Tech 22. By the way, institutions still give tech malice, but yeah, since this force limit building is a huge economic building, and I've always said this, the force limit building should be seen as an economic building more so than a military building, because you know, if you have more force limit, the less money you're spending because you're over force limit. And we've seen people on this mod in the EU4 arena over and over again being constantly over their force limit. Poland building winged hussars, or no, they're just heavy cavalry.
That's a unique unit they get. They get more shock damage. They take less fire damage.
+1
but
cav
they,
shock.
But they cost a lot of money to reinforce, and you only get a limited amount of them. So you want to make sure you always engage with them.
Yeah. Any interesting builds? Because on this scenario you have the commanders, which you don't see on the Napoleonic Wars, unless I'm wrong and they got added in. But in this scenario you have different commanders, and each player can ban one opposing team member's choices for a commander. And we can see that the Ottomans chose Suleiman II, giving dev cost, tech cost, idea cost. We can see Russia going for Vasily, getting discipline, siege ability, war taxes. Poland going for John, which is morale, and we can actually kind of see from his idea build that he is doing a little bit of a morale build, going for divine ideas, but then also going aristocratic espionage for more cav focused. Balkans going for Sari, the Yalit of Africa going for Mesomorto, Spain going for Juan Thomas, so naval. And you can see here that both Africa and Spain, which are on opposing sides, are going for naval, but if you look here on the African side, the naval stuff is nothing really towards Navy, like towards Navy combat ability. Yes, he gets more sailors, gets more sailor recovery speed. Naval leader maneuver is amazing. More Marines, but you know, if you're full Navy focused, I don't think you ever build Marines in this mod. And then dry docks giving dev cost and more force limit. And then, but then you see here on Juan Thomas, it's also sailors and naval force limit, but also diplomatic power or special ships force limit plus 20%. Means we're going to be seeing more of those Galileons, heavy men of wars, and Galileas. Let's see if
The really
anyone's...
big part. The
Yeah,
really
go
big part of that Spanish commander is the Holy Orders. One of them gives you a local defender dice roll, which is really good for defending. And you can also get like a lot of manpower or attacks or goods produce.
Oh
So that's
yeah.
another interesting part of that commander.
And
Also, the
if it's
ball,
cost 5 to use them,
yeah,
that's huge.
yeah, and the Africa one, it also lets you raid, so you can mess everyone's prosperity up, and you get a lot of money. If you win Navy, you can raid every 5 years, not 10 years.
And he's already raiding. He's already raiding. Like you can see that they weren't successful hunting pirates. So he's already raiding. He's causing devastation. That's no prosperity on the coasts here for them. Then taking another look, we see France going for tax. Sebastian, tax, trade value, local defenses, local defender dice roll, which is very good for France because France is definitely the most isolated on the Turk side. Maximilian on Austria giving artillery bonuses, and then finally on Venice, we have yearly tax income, Stoyan. That's giving him a huge boost in monthly tax, about 50. And then, oh yeah, we also didn't actually, yeah, to Africa is Egypt. And then Crimea going for Sadim, which is Cav Shock. Okay.
Well, the
Yeah,
Crimea
Russia.
one completely changes its nation because normally they're a tribe, which means they get the 25 shock in flat and 25 penalty in rough.
Oh yeah, it loses
But with
a
this,
step shock bonus.
yes, in this you become a tribal federation, so you get 15 cav combat, 15 MPR, but you get also the buttons. You can get spawn in generals, spawn in cav, and you also get capital bonus, which is really good in the steppes.
Of course, yeah, and a lot of the terrain for Crimea, if he's going into Russia, is steppes and a non-defense. Let's take a quick look on who's here's war chesting. Okay, so we can see Crimea's war chesting. Ottomans is not war chesting. Africa is war chesting. Spain is not war chesting. France is not war chesting. Austria's heavy war chesting. So it seems like right now only Austria and Crimea are war chesting, but Crimea maintaining this war chest I think is going to be incredibly hard. He needs to maintain 4,000 ducats of income, so he's going to need to get some money fed because when you're going cav and he didn't go quantity ideas, like this is going to be really tough. I think now we have enough viewers that we can do a prediction. And while I'm setting up that prediction, I'll answer that chat. New to EU4, when is it not worth to dev a province like mana cost wise? Generally, you don't want to dev if you want if you have a tech coming up, and if you have like a tech coming up in multiplayer, you also want to stack mill points, so you can always have the option to take mill tech in case you get caught up into a war, a player war. And then developing, generally there's no like number that says like, okay, if this costs this much to dev, you shouldn't dev it. Generally you shouldn't dev using the dev cost screen. I do this all the time because I'm lazy, but the reason being is that you want to make sure you have all the dev cost modifiers in a location, in a province, based off of trade centers. So like, let's say this place right here, if you're deving in Edirne, you would want to have Constantinople at level 3 if you can afford it. That way you can get the area dev cost. You want to be making sure you have burger loyalty, so you can get dev cost there. So generally it's not like a number you're looking for to know when do I dev cost, when do I not. It's more about, am I stacking all the dev cost modifiers or not? All right, so let's do the prediction. Who will win match 1? This is a best of 3. I'll put this is a best of 3. This is match 1. Who will win this match? Polski. Representative Poland. Their name is so long, so I just gonna put Polski. Turks. Or Benchwarmers. Holy League. And I'm gonna put 10 minutes on that prediction.
Alright, they sent a cannon stack to France, and they have Balkan units in France as well, so you can give them generals.
Yeah,
which
so
is pretty standard.
yeah, Balkans has the generals, good generals, their ideas. That makes sense. How does France usually, in the games you've watched recently, ever since the changes, how does France do being this isolated? I see here if they get Corsica and they win Navy, they can always support France. But if they don't, France can get isolated very easily, no?
Usually what happens is that people kind of just ignore France, and then France either commits to fighting Austria or Spain. And Spain's actually the one that's more isolated because if they get 2v1 by France in Africa, they
Yeah.
don't have the resources to win that.
And we don't
But
see like
mm,
their allies putting troops in them like we see in France.
yeah, but France, if Poland and Russia can put a lot of pressure in first Balkan to go there, Austria and Venice can push France, and then France can collapse. But France went to defensive commander, so I think pushing France is a pretty big investment, and I don't think it would be worth to do. But if Spain gets pressured a lot, they will need to help him because otherwise France is stronger than Spain 1v1 in the long run because of their bigger manpower pool. They get dev for centralizing, while Spain doesn't scale as well because they have to take more techs. In the long run, France outscales everyone, so they're kind of like a sleeping tiger that eventually becomes a monster. But at the start, they're probably not the strongest in the Ottoman side.
Yeah, and there's no bonus or bonus to take away from France by going for France. That's something also you have to consider in this scenario. In this scenario, you have basically like many objectives through trigger modifiers. You can see here the Ottoman side actually starts with 2 if they have Ottoman Italy, because Ottomans control part of Italy at the start. And that's giving the Ottomans, going to give them discipline, ship cost, movement speed, and they only need to hold 9 provinces. And then it's same with Tunis and Georgia. And there we go. There's the beginning of the war. What happened? Not everyone on the Ottoman side is in the war. What's up, Topolak? Topolak. Okay, why? I've got no call of war.
Can't they just manually call them in?
You have to ally. Not allied with Crimea.
For some reason, he's unallied with Crimea.
You need to ally
Pardon.
Crimea.
I
There you go.
I fixed it.
Alright, we can go.
Cancel it, yeah.
Yeah, and there we go. Commonwealth declares war for Podolia, which is a province in the Crimea Khanate, which is a flat province, flat terrain province. So that's going to be the war goal for today's war. There was a little bit of a weird thing happening there between Crimea and the alliances. Seems to be resolved. But as we said in the beginning, Ottoman still has these buffs. He's got like 2.5 discipline, ship cost, movement speed, global naval engagement modifier, hull size of ships, and navy morale damage. As long as he can control Italy, parts of Italy, and also control Tunis and Caucasus. So those are going to be some side objectives to weaken the Ottomans. You got to go for those. We can see the Austrian cannon stack is moving with the Russians, because in this scenario, Austria is cannons, especially with the commander that he picked. Artillery shock and artillery combat ability. And there we go. We start seeing movement. How are we looking on tech? The Balkans is so far from tech 22. Ottomans also far from tech 22. Everyone on the Ottoman side is far from tech 22 except for Africa. Let's see on the other side. Russia's about to get tech 22. Commonwealth's about to get tech 23. Austria on tech 22. Venice on tech 22. Spain on tech 22. What is going on?
Yeah, a lot of greeting. That's for sure. But at least they all got Tech 21, because if you don't take Tech 21, it's very easy to assault your forts.
Well, guys, you got 5 minutes still to gamble away your points. Right now, we can see that the Benchwarmers on the side of the Holy League are coming out at a huge advantage just based off of tech. But the question is, are they going to press their advantage while the Turkish side is behind on tech? And we see zero movement from the Turkish side, zero movement on their side. We see that Crimea, the only person on the Turkish side with tech 22. Ottoman still on tech 20. Africa on tech 21. France now just took tech 22, but Poland can take tech 23. I mean, he's a cav build. He's all cav. So the new infantry won't help him, but 0.25 military tactics and 0.5 cav shock are pretty huge. Yeah, chat, you can lose your points or you can gain them all. You're one bet away from becoming a VIP on this channel. We can see a battle. Battle has already been taken on the province of Odenburg. and it's a non-cannon stack getting completely destroyed. No cannons in the back row for Austria, and no reinforcements coming in as well. But here comes in now more infantry. Okay, they stop it. It was looking a bit weird there, and the cannon stack is at 28% here. Meanwhile, on the Crimean front, there is a big battle, and Ayasi, while Wenica is being sieged, the Ottomans are mobilizing now, but this tech advantage is really starting to hurt them. We can already see on the casualty difference. They are doing very good casualties in some of these battles, but it's actually, yeah, it's huge casualties. Huge casualties. Do the Ottomans, do the Turks have enough troops mobilized? Now 2 battles going on. What's going on the French front? Nothing else is going there, but there is a huge battle between Venice and Ottomans on the island of Sardinia. Meanwhile, Spain is sieging Kabylia. Huge amount of action right to the start of this war. Huge. Cannons going to the front row. Okay, he reinforces with cannons. The Balkans now going into this battle. Poland, the representative of Poland, loses on the Crimea front, but it looks like they're going to come out on top on the Hungarian front, but they're losing in the Sardinia front. So how's Navy going? It looks really bad for the Turks already. They're getting blockaded by Venice and Spain. Where is their Navy? It's sitting, repairing, so I guess they lost the naval battle. Yeah, they seem, or they just upgraded. Nope, there was a naval battle, and it's all, nope, no big naval battle. No,
No,
he's upgraded.
He took Tech 22 dip, which gives naval morale and a new heavy ship. So once this navy's repaired in like
It's got a
6
big
months,
advantage.
he's gonna probably demolish the Venetian fleet. So they need to, at the very least, win the battle in Corsica, though Sardinia. I mean, because they lose that fort, Spain is linked up with Venice.
Yeah, and then now Spain is no longer isolated, and France is the one isolated. France doing nothing, like you said, Seb. But they're not. Venice is not even close to Tech 22. I mean, he's kind of close, but I think these boats will repair in time because he did just upgrade his boats. They're at 53%. Maybe not. But then he will have a big boat advantage, and then Spain and Venice are going to need to upgrade. This is a huge tech. 5 combat width, 0.5 navy morale, new heavy ship, big tech. Let's take a quick look at the dev. This isn't like the Napoleonic War where they're subjects. Ottoman in first place, France in second place. So as you expected, because they didn't take the techs, they greeted on development. They are ahead in development. Top 2 spots are on the Ottoman side. Out of the top 5, 3 are Ottoman. But then it's a following of Holy League and Crimea Khanate at 8. This is a 5v5 scenario. So there's 2 people that are in the Great Powers list. And those 2 are Venice and Africa. Is this one side advantaged? We were talking about that in the beginning of today's broadcast. It seemed like this was Turk favored, but now people are saying it's Holy League favored. But we've been seeing matches go both ways. And the practice matches we've been seeing on my server. And that's another battle won by the Holy League. And they have the war goal, by the way. Let's look at battle 1. It's 8 battles so far, 0 war score. So they've been going 50-50, basically. Huge battle on Sardinia. This is a -1 for the Holy League. And an insane general from the Eyalet of the Balkans. 7-6 general. 7-6 general right here. And they're bringing a lot to reinforce. This is a defensive battle for the Ottomans. So even though they're doing a straight crossing, insane straight crossings, by the way. That's a mod change. They aren't getting any malice for it, and there's no cannons now in the back row. Are cannons coming in to reinforce? No, there is no cannons on the side of the Holy League. And the Ottomans are here with a huge army. Same with the Eyalet of Africa. The huge army, but they're losing so badly in Crimea. Crimea is still somehow holding on to war chest despite getting sieged right now. But he needs help. He definitely needs help because he's getting sieged. If this gets sieged, Wenica, they're not going to be able to get to the war goal reliably. And this is a bunch of Polish units go in without cannons. They're getting shredded despite having a tech advantage. Did Commonwealth decide to take the tech? He did decide to take Tech 23, but, you know, no cannons. That's a huge debuff to your army, especially on this tech. Another battle. Ottomans now turning the side. Turks are turning this, the tide on the Crimean front. Russia coming in with more troops. They're trying to get as much as they can. And the Ottomans do win the battle. There's no cannons. Reset the battle, this time with Austrian cannons. But the Austrian cannons don't come in at the same time. So there's going to be a couple ticks there where there isn't enough Austrian cannons. The Polish army is also not fully consolidated, and they're getting shredded on the front line. Cannons already going on the front line. Turks win another battle against the Russians, and if they reinforce this battle over here, it seems like the Poles are going to lose another battle. They're running out of reinforcements, 4K in the reserves. They're trying to send more, but they're not force marched, and they're actually getting cut by a 40K. No, he stops it. In this battle, they are reinforcing this battle with no cannons, so now the Turks need to come here, reinforce the battle. They're doing huge casualties on the Turk side. But a Spanish cannon stack gets in at the last moment, defeating the Spanish cannon stack. And the Poles somehow win that battle, but despite having cannons for 90% of its duration, Venice also makes an aggressive move. The Turks ended up winning on Sardinia, but they can't get Corsica, so they're not linked up with the French. The French were drilling their armies, and now they're going onto the front line, while France is also building up more buildings. He's building soldiers' households. And now we see the fronts have kind of stabilized. France was able to siege one province, but it's going to get automatically sieged back by a Spanish fort. Wait, how does he have two forts right next to each other? Oh, it's because the way the states work here. Because it's one per state in this mod. So that's why he has
naval
three.
battle. Using the tech advantage. Doesn't matter. You have a +1. It's a complete slaughter.
Oh, that naval battle was destruction. Absolute destruction. And they actually catch another navy.
Spanish fleet. Yeah.
Oh, that's a wipe. That's a naval wipe. Those were heavy ships too. Those weren't trade ships. And now that's a huge naval advantage for the Turkish side. Huge naval advantage. Venice just took Tech 22. Spain not even close to Tech 22. That's not going to be good for them. And despite the early game going to the side of the Holy League, it's the Turkish side that are now winning because they got the war goal back. They won the battles in Crimea. They're getting sieged in Italy. They're still benefiting from the buffs, the Ottoman Italy and Ottoman Tunis and Georgia buffs. And we can see Russia's trying to siege a province here. It's at 57%. Does he get it? 57%. Would be really unlucky if he doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. That gives enough time for the Turkish cannon stack to come in and be able to take them on. And there's reinforcements. So he can get this 71% siege. Very unlucky for Russia. And we can see another battle happening in South Italy. And now the French are mobilizing. They stopped the push into southern France and are now going in to Austria. Benchwarmers seeming they had an advantage in the beginning, but they did not take a good advantage of it. Seems the greed is winning.
Yeah, and Spain's out of manpower. Austria's out of manpower. Venice is almost out of manpower, while the Crimeans and the Balkans are perfectly fine right now. So, in terms of sustainability, it feels like the Polish side has a big advantage now.
What happened to Austria's manpower? It's completely diminished. He's 160k in the hole. I mean, the Turkish side is not perfect, but, you know, they're doing a lot better than the Holy League in terms of manpower. Doing way better. Ottoman's running a little bit low. After this battle, he's going to be at a 30k manpower surplus. But everyone else doing super good on manpower. Even Crimea, who was like big time sieged, is doing great on manpower. And the battle for southern Italy there's just no reinforcements for the Holy League. Let's take a look at the numbers advantage. It's like almost a 400k numbers advantage. Even more, 500k numbers advantage for the Turkish side.
I've watched a lot of battles where the Austrian cannons just get in the front row and they get destroyed. And I like a lot of misplays in terms of reinforcements. I think that's why the Austria has no manpower.
Yeah, and you can even see Austria chilling here with a 0.0k cannon stack. So
now they're starting to privateer Venice because they won Navy.
And they can raid. They can raid freely here. No defense can happen in 1 year. That's a huge money influx gonna come in for Africa. He does have some loans, but it's really not that much. Not that much debt. I say that, but he's 25k in debt. But in the scheme of his total loan cap, that's not that much. And he's gonna get a huge influx of money when he starts doing raiding. Did they even invest into naval batteries? No, it's probably not even worth. I would say it's almost definitely not worth to invest into naval batteries with all the stuff you need to build.
Well, you can only build one, so
Per state, yeah.
no, it's one total.
You can only build one total.
Yeah. But one of them gives you a +1 coastal battle advantage, so you have to reposition it when you want to play a defensive battle.
Ah, okay, okay. Now Austria, even though he is 100k manpower in the hole, is taking battles alone. No reinforcements. No one's here reinforcing him. And he's deciding to take on the French, and somehow Turks are here. But it's just a cannon stack. But the Turks are in the French side, despite not having a connection to the Turkish side, to the French side. Battles also happening in North Africa, as it just seems that the Holy League are fighting on all these fronts, but not coordinating well. But the Turkish side, they're fighting together. You can see the Turkish side are together on the Crimea front. They're together on the French front. France is getting a little bit overwhelmed now that Venice is here. But they're absolutely crushing. And this happened again. Look, the cannons got demolished in this battle. And they're losing. The Austrians are losing. Here's a quick look at the diplomatic map mode, because people keep getting, or still don't understand. It's Spain, Venice, Austria, Commonwealth, Russia versus France, Eyalet of Balkans, Crimea Khanate, Ottomans, Eyalet of Africa. So France is on the side of Ottomans. And the Turks losing the battles in the Crimean front, and this is a war goal battle. No cannons here. The Spanish cannons making a big difference for the Polish army. And the Ottomans now going in with a cannon stack. Did not recycle the battle. Might have been worth it in that scenario, since there was a bit of an overstack on both sides. But it seems like they're going to lose the battle for the war goal, and instead focusing on the siege of Iasi. I mean, the war goal has no fort on it. So this fort is pretty important, and Crimea does back off. You can also see that the Balkans are here, the Turks are here, Crimea is here, and the Eyalet of Africa is now pushing in North Africa after winning the battle in Kabylia.
In terms of objective, I feel like Africa has the momentum here to get Morocco secure. You just need to take like 2 forts, maybe 3 forts, and you can get it. And that would really help his morale and fix his dev cost mouse. But Russia took 1 fort in Caucasus. If they can get more forts, they can get rid of the Ottoman navy buff, and maybe they can have a naval comeback. And the Russian army gets buffed a lot if they get all of Georgia.
Yeah. Georgia secured. That's a huge mill tactics buff, reinforced speed buff, goods produce buff. Yeah, so they're going for it. They're going for the Caucasus. They're 6 provinces away from getting their buff. You can see the side objectives playing a huge role in this scenario. But it's right now not looking so good for the Holy League. Even though they just secured the war goal, we're looking at like long-term war sustainability. Austria, Venice, and Spain all has 0 manpower. Russia has a lot of manpower, but looking at their opponents, Eyalet of Balkans, Crimea Khanate, Ottomans now even, and France. Oh, actually, 3 of them doing really well though, versus 1 doing really well in terms of manpower. More battles taking place in the Crimea, and they're going for a cut. No cannons there. No cannons. No cannons in the back row for the Poles. Is there any cannons nearby? They actually have no cannons nearby. And that looks like it's going to be a stack wipe. Potentially. No, barely not a stack wipe. But in Bessarabia, it's a -1 for the Turks. But they could easily encircle this battle. And that's what they're going to do. They're encircling. That means there are no more reinforcements going to be able to come from the Holy League. They hold on Bessarabia with the way they're holding. There's no reinforcements coming here. And that's basically a secured battle with 200k waiting on the back line. And they actually choose to take another battle. But they got the reinforcements. Do they have them in time, though? Their cannons weren't fully reinforced there, and they actually lose the battle. And they're going to go in again. Ottoman cannons in the backline, Crimea Khanate horses in the front line. We can see Venice and Russia going for the objectives. Big battles in the Caucasus. And the Turks are turning the tide in the Caucasus. It's really important that they don't let the Russians get their Georgia secured buff. And they maintain their Ottoman Tunis and Georgia, which are 2 provinces away from losing. No general there for the Russian army on the top battle. That's going to give them a big disadvantage. They end up losing that defensive battle, even though it was on a dry lens. And they actually might stack wipe. Those are dead Russians.
France is like really pushing Austria. He's taken 2 forts, about to get a third, and now he's getting into the flatland, Artland, and that's really bad for the Holy League. They need to divert resources to this. Meanwhile, Venice is trying to siege southern Italy, and he's getting engaged on now. And he's about to get wiped.
These Austrian cannons are nowhere near being fully reinforced. And it's actually hurting them because they weren't consolidated. So they have a bunch of 10% strength level cannons in this battle. And the cannons in the back are in the reserves. They're now getting shredded. That's more minus manpower for the Holy League. When you're already hurting on manpower this badly, you can't be affording to lose your cannons like this. Only 9k cannons in the battle for them. The Ottomans just reinforced properly, and they're so confident that the Balkans is leaving. I mean, they have that battle. They don't even need the Balkans there. I mean, he can't decide. He's going left, right, left, right. And the Ottomans do get the war goal. War started in 84?
83.
83, okay. So we are 1 year away from seeing stab hits if they can get to 50%, which they're pretty far away from. Even with full ticking, there won't be at 50. But if they keep winning battles like this, like they're gonna get the war score they need for those stab hits. And again, Spanish cannons on the front line. The reinforcements. Oh my god, Polish cav going in. They're really strong though. Are those his heavy cav? They're not, but they are drilled. With no general. Okay, it looked like they were gonna get stack wiped. It still might, but I don't think so. No, they're not. On the shock, they're still doing decent damage even without cannons. That's insane. And the Turks hold the war goal. And they're holding the objectives. They're holding the objectives. Ottoman Italy still secured. Ottoman Tunis and Georgia still secured.
They've lost 2 more forts in Austria. France is really... Oh my, they lost another one. France is... They need to do something about this, France. They can't let this go unnoticed. This is getting out of control.
Yeah.
Maybe Spain needs to go push France. He's trying to siege in the south, but France just kind of ignoring him, knowing he can win the siege races.
Yeah, and we can see that this is not good for Austria. As you were talking about, they're now in the flatland territory. That means once they get the fort of Rothenburg, all the next forts, except for the southern forts, are flat terrain. You got a fort here and a fort here. And just getting one of them, he's into Bohemia. There's no forts in Bohemia. Austria's line of forts are crumbling, and he's actually drilling right now with a 133k man deficit. You don't want to be attritioning when you're at this much of a manpower deficit. And the Poles doing insane damage despite everything going on, and they actually win the battle near the war goal. Not enough reinforcements from the Ottoman side because they are distracted. And even we see Austrians in the Caucasus, and they are 1 tile away, 2 tiles away from taking away Ottoman's navy buff from Ottoman Tunis and Georgia. They're actually holding very strongly here. They need to get the cannons there. They need to get a general in there. This is the 3rd time we've seen where Russia's taking a battle without general. And he can put one on right now. Still no general. 1 tile away. They win the battle. But they're one tile away from removing the Ottoman buff. Ottoman, Tunis, and Georgia is about to go away. And there we go. Ottoman lose their buff. And now Russia just needs two more provinces to get their buff. Reinforced speed and goods produced and military taxes 0.3. That's huge. Military taxes 0.3. That's big. That's even more than the tech.
What's really shocking me this game is a lot of people are still Tech 22. Like, Africa's still Mil Tech 22. Ottoman's still Tech 22. And even though they're missing an infantry tech, which is huge, they're still somehow winning these battles.
It just seems they have more numbers where it matters. Always, we've been seeing this over and over again. They have more numbers where it matters. And there we go. Georgia secured for Russia. That means on the month tick, he's going to start getting his buff.
And this is really hard to get back because this is a right commander Russia, so he scorches the fort. They get attrition, defensiveness, and garrison size. They're really hard to retake and you can't assault them.
Yeah, attrition for enemies. The Ottomans, the Turks, they're trying to commit more troops here.
Poland's rotating to Bavaria. They're trying to kick out the French push because now this is like, they have to stop this.
And he was able to get Rothenburg, so these are flatland battles. Even though they're defensive for Austria, Austria has no buffs for defensiveness here in terms of battle roll dice. And they're going to actually, with the commitment of the Poles here, they're giving up on the war goal for now. Because, yeah, Austria is going to be in huge trouble if they get this another fort line. And we don't even see Austria building more forts. Like, they're just really relying that they hold the line here. But they should be able to with all the troops here. And then we can see also battles happening in southern Italy. Venice is alone, though. Venice is alone. There are some Austrian cannons, but they're not even reinforcing. They're going for the cut play. And another cut play. But they can't move forward because of the fort in Rothenburg. But they win the battles, and they're pushing back France. France is in full retreat now, holding on 2 battles, but these battles are doomed. See that weird reinforcement? He went one tile right, then went back to France. We wanted to check out Regensburg real quick. But there we go. The push in Bavaria stopped by the Holy League. Turks holding into a little bit of North Africa. And then Caucasus,
meantime,
they're trying to.
Yeah. They're winning in Caucasus now, which this is bad for the Russian side. Because they drew so much resources to the French push, Crimea was able to send all his army and they kicked out the Russians.
Yeah, so even though they're losing in Bavaria, I mean, Bavaria is not that important for the Turks. Getting back Caucasus, very important. Because they can get back their naval buff on the Ottomans, and then they're also taking away the Georgian buff for Russia. So he enjoyed the buff for like 3 month ticks. And with the way these battles are going, they just keep losing battles. It's minus 22 war score for the Holy League. With the ticking war score, they can gain a considerable amount. Is it enough for ticking? Barely. They keep winning battles, yes. But there's not enough reinforcements for the Venetians. Let's take a quick look at Ottoman manpower going on 150k. The Allied Balkans 580k. Crimea 390k. Africa 0. France at 56k. He's reinforcing 100 because that means he's going to be at a deficit of 50k. Austria a deficit of 115k while taking a battle. Venice at a deficit of 200k. And Poland at 100k. Huge manpower deficits for Austria and Venice, though. Huge manpower deficit.
And Balkans putting the pressure on Venice. He's almost full manpower. He can sustain many more battles. And they're privateering Spain. Spain's also going to suffer a lot economically.
Oof, look at the pirates.
Big battle on Ulm. It looks like the Austrians are going to lose though, without the Poles to help them.
Yeah, the Poles left. They went for the war goal. I think they're worried about the stab hit, but that means that the Bavaria push is back on the menu. Is the navy being rebuilt here? Okay, the Venice navy is ready and upgraded. And the Spanish have not rebuilt their navy. Big battles in North Africa. I mean, the Spanish still have 50 heavies. It's really Venice that needs to put in the work here. But yeah, the raid's still going on. We can see a recent raid happened in Italy and in Spain. And that's huge money for Eyalet of Africa. He's like 2k ducats every time he raids. They're holding here. They're holding the line. Spain is isolated, completely isolated here. With no navy access on the Holy League, Spain is completely isolated. And they're actually going to go for a battle. Will Eyalet of Africa notice? Yes, he does. He's not going to get cut out there. And now we're getting to the point of Italy where it's 2 tiles, so 2 cannon stacks and you hold the entire front. No cut plays happening here.
The only problem is they're not blockading the forts, so they're going to take forever to siege those. They'd probably be better off rotating to the like Croatia and northern Hungary front, getting these forts that are much easier to siege, but I guess they really want to put pressure on Venice and keep him occupied so he can't help against France.
We're now seeing here in the Battle of Iasi, they're going again for the war goal. There's not that many Turks here though. This match is heating up so much. I'm gonna take off my upper shirt. And the push of Bavaria is now getting to a devastating point. They just barraged another fort. It's now at 7%. And Caucasus has been recovered by the Ottomans. Where's Russia's focus? He's focusing on the war goal. And they hold the war goal. Still at 31, minus 31 war score, primarily from battles. And France pops discipline event. So it's going to be even harder to push out of Bavaria now. Meanwhile, Northern Africa, there's not enough reinforcements for Spain. Spain completely isolated, and now he's in a huge manpower deficit. 260k manpower deficit on Spain. Another victory for the Turks, who are being played by the Poles. And the Poles being played by the Americans. I know, confusing.
Only we're seeing the world's first French Navy in the Med. This is the world's first in this scenario.
You see what?
And he's privateering the French privateer fleet in the Med. Tech 22, world's first.
They're privateering so hard. But like you were saying, because they're not blockading these forts, they're taking longer. I mean, couldn't he just take off some of the ships that he has, like split it in half or something, and use the other half to blockade and the other to privateer? I'm not sure which one would be more worth, because they are draining Spain super hard here. Spain has like no trade income right now. And we can even see Spain is like 30 loans away from bankrupting.
I think their concern is that if they try to blockade, they're going to be fighting on Venetian coast, which gives them a +1, and they fear they could maybe lose that. So I can understand not wanting to blockade, but at the same time, there's other forts you could siege that do the same thing. Like you could go siege or Dojikaji in Croatia, or just go into Austria, and you have the same outcome.
Yeah, on the other side, if they win the battles here in southern Italy, these 2 tiles, they can just hold them forever. But do they have enough? Eyalet of Balkans now coming in for the reinforcements. Venice alone. For the numbers, it's now looking here very, very bleak for the Holy League in southern Italy. Again, Commonwealth is focusing on Bavaria.
No cannons for Venice, so he's trying to hire cav mercs desperately, but it's not going to be enough.
At least they get into the battle and he doesn't get stack wiped. Gotta take the little victories where you can. And Commonwealth is split on 2 fronts. He's not fully committing to the Bavaria front like he was before. That could be something that ends up being very bad for the Holy League because now they're losing the battles in Bavaria. But because they got off Naples on the Turks, they have to reset that siege again. And we can see the Turks also pushing in Crimea, going for the war goal while also going for the fort. The Poles are playing on the Turks as the Turkish side. They're playing. This is the diplomatic map mode. They are the green. Polish team is the green. Benchwarmers is now the green here. Despite losing cannons first, Poles actually end up winning the battle. No, just barely losing the battle on the war goal. And I think once the Turks get this war goal, that's going to be a big swing for them. That's going to be a big swing. They're still not going to be just there yet with the being able to stab hit, but we might be seeing stab hits here soon. Is Poland saving up admin points? He definitely should if they want to have a chance of winning this game.
He hasn't taken tech, so he's definitely trying to save admin. But
There we go, 47.
I don't know how the Poles can, like, they need Russia to stop fighting over the Caucasus and rotate to the war goal, because as good as this buff is, you've lost it and you're not gonna get it back.
Yeah, they're committing their entire army here. I mean, they might win these battles.
Oh, Venetians tried to fight a naval battle against the privateers and lost.
Oof.
So Venice is losing a catastrophic amount of money, taking almost 2 loans a month. And I mean, I'm not saying they're going to bankrupt very soon, but it's concerning.
And that's enough for stab hits. Are we going to start seeing the stab hits? Yes, we are. That's enough for stab hits. The time limit has been reached. If they're not able to get the war goal, oh, they accept. They give up.
I
Wait,
guess
what?
that's for mental. I guess that's for mental. He's like, I don't want to
All right.
roach this out, go next, and move on.
That means we're going to map 2. And it's over. Polski wins. All right, now I gotta go ask the other side. Hello.
Hi,
Hey.
Habibi.
So do you guys choose mapper's side?
I think we picked
Map.
map, right?
You can choose mapper's side.
Yeah, 30-year war.
30 Years War, okay.
Też na
Okay,
chwilkę przerwa.
they picked 30 Years War. What side do you guys want to play on?
Our captain is AFK.
But yeah, let us talk and we'll get back to you, okay? But
Okay.
most likely captain.
Habibi, can we do like a 5 to 10 minutes break?
Let's do 5 minutes.
Since we are playing 3. Okay, okay.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
5 minutes. 5
Thank
minutes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put the lobby though, so just get in.
Macie sobie żeby odpalić? Bo ja nie zasejwowałem.
Lobby ID and captains.
I think they should have war chest to Poland, not Austria that game. Felt like Poland was their main carry, and if you have war chest, would have been a lot better for them.
So that's the Turkish map played. And then, wait, I never saw what they decided. Okay, so Great War was never. But since it's best of 3, they have a choice between Austrian Succession, Napoleonic Wars, and 30-Year War. Benchwarmers pick 30 Years War. That means the Poland team can pick the side.
I have insider information that tells me Benchwarmers says that the 30 Years was their best map. and that 30 Years' War is apparently the worst map for the Poles. So this is a good pick for them, from my insider sources.
The insider sources. Is it possible for the Poles to lose? I mean, people were saying how strong the Polish team was, and then they got destroyed by the Psychiatric Ward. But to be fair, Psychiatric Ward and Funny Funny are just looking at a different tier to all the other teams. I'd say NA Comp is close to up there as well. But Psychiatric Ward and Funny Funny are just looking super strong. You can use this time right here to look. Let me just make sure I'm not. We can use the time here to look at the standings. This was Group A standings. This was the team that Poland, the representatives of Poland were on. They were the second seed. See here, they ended up losing to Psychiatric Ward and beating everyone else. Then the Benchwarmers, they were the third. They were in the same group as Funny Funny and NA Comp Plus. They only lost 2 maps against NA Comp Plus and Funny Funny. So this is the second against third seed. And then if we look at the bracket, the winner of Representative Poland and Benchwarmers will play either International or Funny Funny. And Funny Funny, like I said, is looking very, very strong. Looking very, very strong. So apparently, Benchwarmers were playing with one of their stand-ins. Is he coming back? I don't know who the stand-in was, but I think this is the same players. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're missing their Denmark. 60,000 hours looking strong. I mean, we could see an insane lower bracket run. Loser of 6 means that they'll be playing against either Sigma Lightning Vipers or NA Comp. And it's funny, Sigma Lightning Vipers were trying to take Svevlat out of 60,000 hours. It'd be very, very funny if... Funny almost. If Sigma Lightning Vipers loses to NA Comp and then loses to 60,000 hours. Ecos was the stand-in. If you'd like to donate to the prize pool of this tournament, playoffs are going to take a while. I want to broadcast as many matches as possible. But yeah, so if you want to donate and contribute to the prize pool, you can use that link right there, streamelements.com/AbsoluteHabibi/tip. That money will go towards the prize pool. And if you want to support this channel, you can subscribe or give bits. Support this channel, support my content. Or become a member of my Patreon. Benchmark Patreon. All of which help out your boy in making more content. Tomorrow my kids become 1 month old. Isn't that crazy? No. Yeah? It doesn't seem right. No, 4 weeks old. They become 1 month old on Thursday. Dude, after babies reach the 2-week-old mark, they just giga grow. Because before the 2-week mark, babies actually lose a little bit of weight. I didn't know that. So like they lose a little bit of weight because their stomachs are so tiny and they grow on a daily basis. And then by week 2, they can be in a calorie surplus and they start growing. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. In some cases a little bit after that, but And it seems the Poles have picked the Catholic League side. Babies don't eat mush bananas yet. They're just milk. They don't eat foods until like 3 months in or 4 months in, I think. Actually, even later, I think. When do babies... Around 6 months, they can start eating food. So until 6 months, it's just milk. They're on a diet of just milk. We have twins, so they're on a diet. Oh, thank you, Gorilla Fant. Thank you. So, babies are on a diet of just mother's milk, and then since we have twins, producing enough milk for 2 babies is tough. So they're on a diet right now of mother's milk and a little bit of formula.
You need a locked ledger and your all setting stuff.
Yeah. Lock ledger. Only hosts and observers can save game. Server mode. Everyone in? Everyone ready? Settings correct. Settings correct. Seems so. Starting game. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So yeah, on the upper bracket, every single starting map is on the Turks map, the one that we just saw. And then every map after that is the loser picks, unless they pick side. They could also be picking side if they lose. So let's say that they don't care about the map, they just care which side they get, which is a possibility. They could choose to pick side, but I imagine most teams will be picking map, depending on which map they practice the most. And what we heard from Seb, inside information, the Benchwarmers, who are on the Protestant League side, have a lot of practice on this map. And then the Polski have a lot of experience on the other map that we just played. But apparently this is Representative Poland's worst map. Also keep in mind, oh, they're still playing with the stand-in. Is EU4 Arena the new hot thing? I mean, people are getting really addicted to it. You see people like Erling playing like 12 hours a day of Arena. It's kind of crazy. And on this map, it starts in 1611. The 5v5s are the one that are popular. 4v4s kind of all died. Everyone likes playing the 5v5s. We also introduced the 6v6 map, and people don't like it that much. A little bit of an intro here. We got Representative Poland, who just went up 1 match. They're up in this best of 3. You can do exclamation mark upper bracket, or is it just bracket? I think it's upper bracket. No, it's bracket. You can see the upper bracket right there. Lower bracket's not on Imgur. Oh wait, no, that's not right. Upper bracket. That's right. I like the 6v6 match to watch, but people who play it say they hate it. A couple people say they like it. I really like the 6v6 map. It's a 7 years war scenario, and it's focused on the New World. I like it a lot. Non-biased take. Non-biased take.
I also love that scenario because it's Quebec in it, non-biased take. I think it would be amazing if we could add commanders to it.
Oh, dude, commanders in 6v6. I wanted 6v6 to be in the pool, but Apparently, players are really struggling. Teams are struggling to get 6 players on a cohesive time, which is fine. And it was also good that we basically made it non-mandatory for 6, because I think more teams would have dropped out if we did that. We had 4 teams drop out from the regular season for various reasons. And now we're in the playoffs. But yeah, representatives of Poland. We got the captain Axel on Austria, Zlevik, the YouTuber, legendary YouTuber, EU4 YouTuber on Poland, CK Potato on Catholic League, Miscusi on Italy, and Haunt on Spain. Meanwhile, on the Protestant League side, we have Benchwarmers, Captain Curly on France, Lorb on Protestant League, Ecos, the stand-in player on Denmark, Norway, Masking Set Mask on Sweden, and on England we have me123. Yeah, we were, 16 teams? Got down to 12 teams. So 16 teams and we got down to 12 teams, and now we're here. No team, even if Benchwarmers lose this match here, they won't be out of the tournament. They can still make a lower bracket run. They would have to face off, the Benchwarmers would have to face off with loser 7, CCA. So whoever loses this match, or the series rather, will go down to fight against CCA. Benchwarmers lose this map, they will go down to the lower bracket. I'm going to tell them we're going to start. I think it's been 5 minutes. Ready? Ready?
Yes.
Ready? You guys ready?
No.
Yes.
No?
Give me a second.
No.
All right, 30 seconds. I'm starting no matter what.
Right.
Surprise, surprise. It was Ecos who said he's not ready. Only player that says he's not ready. I gave him a 30-second extension. We're going to go no matter what on 30 minutes. 30 seconds, I mean. Yeah, like, to get to this point, you've had to play 7 regular series matches, all best of ones. And then, depending on your standings on the groups, you end up in the upper or lower bracket to start. So if you're in the bottom, 2, you ended up in the lower bracket. If you're in the top 4, you ended up in the upper bracket to start. All right, 30 seconds have passed. I'm gonna go. Let's take a quick look at the ideas here. Danish going for a maritime build, maritime plutocratic quality infrastructure. Sweden going for a siege build, infrastructure, defensive, offensive influence. Commonwealth going for pure cav build, quantity and aristocratic with espionage. That's pure cav. Austria also going for a cav build? What? Aristocratic ideas. And they're building 1 cav. They're doing the Hoi 4 XP gain. 1 division drill. But cav build on Austria? No commanders in this scenario.
Bit unusual. Are they gonna war chest them? That's gonna be yeah. They're war chesting Austria.
Okay, so they're war chesting Austria, and he's gonna go cav. So it's gonna be 2 cav players on the side of the Catholic League. Italy going for infantry combat ability build, quality, expansion, plutocratic, innovative. And then I imagine Spain going for a cannon build, which yes, he is. He's going for a cannon build here. Land fire damage, no, but artillery fire and artillery damage from back row. Meanwhile, in the Benchwarmers, France, is he going for a cav build? He is. That's a cav build. England going for an artillery build. Protestant League going for kind of like a general build here. It's not really like focused on anything. A lot of really good morale modifiers with this combination. Seems defensive is becoming one of the favorites for military ideas, generally speaking. And then
Oh, a lot of these battles, you casualties add up, and just getting 10% less damage taken is just king for sustainability.
yeah, and you take defensive ideas. Very nice. He's going for like an anti-cav build, you know? Yeah, he has like 20 shock damage received. in his German ideas. Minus 15 from defensive. And then he also gets morale damage received and shock damage received here. So with this, it's minus 10, minus 20 from ideas, minus 30, minus 45 shock damage received on Protestant League, which is good for him because there's 2 guys going shock cav builds. Sweden going for, we already covered Sweden, going for the siege builds. Kind of, you know, defensive is good too, you know, anti-cav. Also going with the offensive. 5 gifted subs, natural synergy. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, dude. We're at 100 subs. 200 subs, and we got the Ambinar EU4 multiplayer. And if you're just tuning in and you don't follow me on YouTube, because I know some of the people on Twitch don't follow me on YouTube, but the reason why I took like a 3-week break from streaming is because of the birth of my twins. I just had twins. On Thursday, they become 1 month old. Thank you. They can play arena 1v1 against each other. This is around the time with babies where their personalities start to show. I mean, that's what the doctor said. And they're very different babies. MashaAllah. They're very, very different. One of them is very, like, dainty. The girl's very, like, dainty. I don't know how to describe it. Like, she seems like fancy girl. I don't know how to... Just her, like, little tiny baby mannerisms. And then the boy, he's always making, like, the thinker pose. It's really funny. I'm not going to show any images or videos of my babies. It's, like, kind of like a superstition thing. Even the image I shared, I covered their face. But yeah, I just don't want to share that. The boy, he's always doing this pose. Like, even when he's sleeping, he has his hand on his face like this. Or he's like this. Or just like this. It's really interesting. And yeah, and the boy is like almost a full kilo bigger than the girl now. It's kind of crazy. He's growing like giga fast, mashallah. He's plotting his next move. He looks like those babies in CK3. You know, like when you're a baby in CK3 and the baby's going like this. And he loves listening to Quran. Like, he just sits there, like, awake sometimes and just listens. It's really cool. They like classical music and Quran a lot. Like, more than baby white noise. Because, you know, they always say, like, that's what they told us when they were born. They're like, you know, babies actually don't like quiet. Because it's actually quite noisy inside the mom's stomach. Or when you're inside your mom, it's kind of loud in there. Not loud, but you hear a lot. So when they're newborns, they actually don't like just like dead silence. Makes them uncomfortable. And then we tried baby white noise and they just don't like it. But classical music and Quran, they dig it a lot. If this goes to a map 3, I might not be able to play because tomorrow I have a very early meeting for work. So if it goes to a map 3, Seb Sauce will take over and he'll stream on Twitch and I'll host him. Try a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, babies love the noise of vacuum cleaners. I haven't heard that before. And I know some of you guys are asking me to play the new Anbinar. So that's why we have that sub goal. 200 subs and we will play the new Anbinar. We'll play vanilla. Not any of those mods. Which is very broken. But we'll play that and we'll host the Anbinar MP game. We also are now in the process of coordinating our last ever Habibi's daycare. Yeah. Well, if you guys didn't work, no, I basically I work full time. You missed the big announcement. What big announcement? Look, arena trades. Whoa! What? Abu Abbas, the player from Funny. That's really surprising. He's now on the psychiatric ward. That's huge. The Funny loses a player and he leaves the team that he won the last tournament with. Interesting decision. What did Lawrence do?
He just
that
knows
legal?
that the psychiatric ward is too good and they're gonna beat Funny, so he's jumping ship. He's joining the winners. I have the psychiatric ward in my bracket winning. I'm not biased at all.
I mean, if psychiatric ward and Funny win all of their games going forward, they only will face off in the upper bracket finals because they were top seed of both of their groups. So Funny has to be international, then be either the winner of the series we're watching now, then then after that, psychiatric ward has to be Sweated, then the winner of NA Comp Plus and Sigma Lightning, and then they face off against each other. But it'll be interesting to see, what if Funny like completely just does so bad, and it turns out Abu Abbas was the whole reason why they won the last tournament?
That'd be hilarious. Especially since like a lot of funny people haven't played the Turkish war. Like Weezer tried to play it for the first time yesterday. It was struggling a lot, and if they don't put the time in, they might get upset. Especially international, like people are playing that map non-stop.
On International? Really?
Yeah. Well, especially like Erling and Nabi, they're playing it a lot.
I mean, Erling in general is playing all the time. But then I talked to Erling about the tournament, and he says, I hate Nabi so much. So there's some internal strife there. Nabi's the captain of International, and Erling is a player on there. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, you know. They still have some time between their matches. You know, if we're broadcasting every match, this playoffs is going to take a while. But I really want to broadcast as many matches, and gives time for players to play the maps and get accustomed. And there's some teams like 60,000 hours that they're going to have a struggle to just do best of threes in general. Which is just like, you know.
Just win 2 games in a row, forehead.
Just win 2 games in a row, right? International is more random. I mean, Nabi, the story of International is funny. Nabi was like, I really want to play in this tournament, but I don't have like people that want to play with me. So I just took all of the people that were looking for teams that wanted to play, and I put them all on the same team. And that's International's origin story. Then over the course of the season, they picked up Trajan and Erling, 2 very strong players. Because as the tournament was progressing, Trajan and Erling started playing the mod, and they're like, whoa, I want to play in the tournament. And International ended up picking up those 2 players. And Trajan and Erling are 2 very strong players. I'm going to put up the prediction now. Yeah, International lost like all of their starting matches and then ended up still being in the upper bracket because they won like 4 matches in a row or something like that. Insane. All right, guys, another Gamba's up. 10 minutes to do it. Anjay, thank you for the sub with the Prime. You can now go Gamba. Chat, you're 1 Gamba away from being VIP, so definitely Gamba away. Gamble your points. If you're not able to gamble because of your country you're in, because some countries ban Twitch gamble predictions, then just use a VPN and bet all of your points on who you think is going to win. It's team representative Poland on Catholic League side. This is Zlevik's team. Even though he's not the captain, I still call it Zlevik's team. And then every time I do that, at least 3 players from the Poland team message me and say, by the way, Zlevik, it's not Zlevik's team. He's not even the captain. Excuse me, sir. It's actually Axel's the captain. And some of you guys might know Axel. Very strong players on their team. They have Zlevik, CK Potato, Axel, Muskuzi, and Hant. Very strong players. Like, they have 3 of the strongest Polish players, arguably. Axel, Zlevik, and Hant. Those are like top 3. I mean, Hunt ganked when I was playing next to him, and he used Bukhara when I was on G, and he was on Ching. So actually, he goes out of my top 3. Jokes. He's a very strong player. And then on the side of Benchwarmers, we have Captain Curly, Lorb, Setmask, and Me123, and they're using their substitute player Ikos. So they don't have all of their primary roster in this match. Yeah, I discussed it, and the observers said it had very negligible effect. And it wasn't put as an exploit. I didn't even realize that was a thing. There was a lot of things we're learning. There were a lot of things we're learning from this EU4 tournament. Like, for example, you can push trade out of your main node without moving your trade center. Or if you put all of your troops in a battle and you bankrupt, they don't get deleted. Did you know that? Mega Dwarf, did you know that?
I knew that. That was the exploit back in the day. You would put all your mercs in a battle, click the bankruptcy button, and you kept all your mercs even though you're bankrupt. Yeah, I had a lot of fun facing against Circes. He would do that every freaking game.
We're getting closer to war here. I think we've played 5 years, right? So we're on the 15. Will be 1 year from war. Dude, MGL mercs. Banner mercs. Oh my god, dude. I do not miss banner mercs.
That was a failed experiment.
What was a bigger failed experiment? MGL mercs or teleporters?
Teleporters, because the mod literally did not work when they added them. Like they did a full session and they went like 5 years and 5 hours because they desynced every month.
Yeah, if you don't know what teleporters were, MGL added these ports. Basically, there's random ports all over Europe that when you go on them, it will take you to another place on the New World. So it was like there was a teleporter in England that went to New England. There was a teleporter in Portugal that went to Brazil. And it still took like a year to go there, but they were still teleporters because you didn't have to use transports. Your army just appeared on the other side of the world. It's called teleporters because they took basically the teleporters from Ambonar and put them into normal EU4.
And you couldn't blockade them either, so the entire point was like, oh, anyone without a navy can go colonial, but in reality you were just railroaded by whatever teleporter you had.
One thing I don't like about MGL, the mod though, was that the Asian colonizers like always had an advantage. It was weird. So you'd always see New World being ruled by Asians. At least from my experience. Ideas, we already looked through the ideas, but I'm guessing you just tuned in. But I'll take another quick look. Cav build on France, Cav build on Austria. This is like the most controversial pick. Everyone else is pretty much standard, I would say. I mean, France, you don't, like, sometimes we see morale builds on France. Sometimes we see, like, just general, like, quantity build on France. But cav build is also very good on France. You can see a cav build on France, can build on Spain. That's pretty standard. Infantry build on Italy, standard. This is weird. Cav build on Austria. Cav build on Austria. Quantity aristocratic is definitely a cav build because quantity makes your units cheaper, and then aristocratic makes your cav better and your cav cheaper. We can even see he's full cav. This Austria is full cav. Commonwealth full cav as well. Protestant League is shock damage received build. Denmark is a shock damage received plus naval build. Sweden is a shock damage received plus siege build. England is a artillery build. So very standard all around. In quantity build on Catholic League. So yeah. And none of the polls took defensive ideas. I mean, if there's one candidate for defensive, it's definitely Italy, but he's decided to go for more infantry combat ability over going for defensive ideas. Like taking defensive instead of plutocratic would be really good. You can stack shock damage received. So funny, the best team. I mean, they just lost one of their best players, Abu Abbas. And he went to the top team of the other side.
Doesn't look like the Protestant are war chesting anyone. I don't know if that's gonna come back to hurt them. Usually we see Sweden get war chest, but he already has loans and no one gave him money, so...
Yeah, no one war chesting. Yeah, you're right. There's literally no war chesting opportunity here. Don't know what war chest is. It's a triggered modifier in the mod. You hold a certain amount of income without taking loans. You get a bunch of military buffs. No one war chesting on their side. They're all just building, and you can even see loans already on France, loans already on Sweden. Right? Yeah, loans already on Sweden.
Yeah.
Loans already on England. No war chesting going on. And then on the Catholic League side, we see Austria's war chesting. And then no one else is war chesting. Usually you can only get one guy to war chest because he needs money fed to him by the other players. Sometimes you see more than that, but usually it's one guy getting war chested. And if you're playing against NA comp, then the one guy getting war chested is always Kruder Badwolf.
Or Berg.
Or Berg. There's a lot of anti-synergy there on NA comp. Because both players want to be main characters. What were you saying?
And in a comp last game, they played on Napoleonic 5v5. They were war chesting two nations. They were war chesting Berg and the Austria.
And then was everyone else? Everyone else was suffering.
Yeah, everyone was suffering. Kruder, like Berg was max Ben power the entire war. It's hilarious.
Everyone else is suffering. Kruder and Berg prospering. They just both have main character energy. That's what I'm saying. You know, you can't have too many main characters on your team. You need to have some sacrificial players. Funny beat NA comp in the league, but that's when they had Abu Abbas on the team. But no, jokes aside, NA comp, I mean, funny and the psychiatric ward, and debatably NA comp just look on a different league than everyone else. For sure. I'd even put representatives of Poland there, but their best of one against the psychiatric ward did not look good. I have to be blunt here. And, you know, I love Zlevik, you know, great guy, great player, but they got destroyed by the psychiatric ward.
The Denmark feels like he has a really weak build-up. He hasn't dev'd up that much, and he hasn't expanded anywhere, while everyone else has done that. This is pretty concerning.
He's at 600 dev, man. What is going on? Just to keep in mind, Commonwealth is almost double his development. Even England is almost double his development. This Denmark is not... Wait, and he went infrastructure ideas. What's going on there? Then if we click on a neutral tile, we can see the expanded infrastructure. Yeah, Denmark's 0 expanded infrastructure, while we look at everyone else, they're basically full expanded infrastructure, except for Commonwealth. He's doing them right now. But Denmark has 1 expanded infrastructure in his whole country. Who's the best player in the whole mod? I mean, if we look at tournament winnings, Kruder Badwolf is the winner of both 1v1 tournaments. He's the winner of the 2v2 tournament. And then he did pretty badly in the last team's tournament. But to be fair, there was very low synergy between him and his teammates. And he complained about the drafting. But
Peter also plays on like 600 ping, so
yeah, he's like playing with the weights, like that one character from Naruto, or like Goku. He's got like the weights that are holding him down. And yeah, to be fair, Kruder's team did lose to the winner of the tournament, and that match was pretty close. Berg did get fully occupied in that match, don't forget. Wait, shouldn't the war already started? No.
I'm not familiar with the dates on this.
It's 2 years, year and a half. I mean, if Just Blazing played the arena, he would be #1 player. But he's too busy ranking up Dota 2.
That's so true. You would be like innovating the meta game. Everyone would be copying him instead of copying like the baboon or whatever people copy these days.
Yeah, Just Blazing would be the #1 player if he actually played this mod. That's for sure. But Just Blazing is retired from EU4. He says he won't come back until EU5. Is Kaiser playing on this tournament? Yes, he's on Funny Funny and his team is top seed. Oh yeah, we can take a quick look at the tier lists. Let's take a quick look at the tier lists. So this is Loink. He puts Kruder, Baboon, and Weezer in S tier. Then Berg, TTRG, Kaiser, Terminator, Urad on A, Karma on A tier. Where's Benfork? In the C tier, next to Duxa.
Usually B or C tier in these lists.
Must be above B tier to get my cannons. Erling in B tier. Holy. TTRG made like a full breakdown of all the players. Lick Krieger, Kruder Badwolf, Weezer, Yusuf. We're seeing a trend here. Lick Krieger, Kruder, Yusuf. Yusuf, Lick Krieger, Dog?
That's a controversial one.
Lick Krieger, Weezer, Kruder, Yusuf, TTRG. Pooty, okay. This one's already lost credibility. And then here we see Curly, Q, another Q in the S tier. Kitrukin as well.
Wait, we have major breaking news. Apparently Yusuf is also joining the psychiatric ward.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Surely this is not this is a troll. There's no way. Funny, if this is true, they're falling apart.
What's going on with Funny Funny?
It's civil war, full-blown civil war or something.
What's going on with Funny Funny? If they lose these two players, like Yusuf is definitely a top tier player. But
Yes,
if they lose
yes.
Yusuf and they lose Abu Abbas, that means that they're going to be Lick Krieger, Kaiser, Intrepid, Goldie Man, Weezer, and Fabianski. Still a strong team, but losing their two Arab players, they lose the Arab factor.
And if you go consult my tier list, you'll see that Yusuf and Lawrence are the two S tier players. So having them on the same team is clearly unbeatable.
Lick Krieger is saying I don't need them. So I guess this is real.
Holy.
Oh, yeah, so we can see here Lawrence and Yusuf on S tier. This is non-biased. So Psychiatric Ward suddenly becoming the strongest team in the running for this tournament? Not looking good for a team NA Comp Plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna be collecting that $20 Steam card with my bracket.
Let's
Have
take a
Poland
quick look.
winning this-
Well, we still have a year for war, or a half a year, but let's take a quick look on the bracket competition. Go submit brackets, guys. Go submit brackets. Why did Ben Fork make his bracket like this?
I don't know. I can't even read it. It's so bad.
I don't understand it. Give me $20? Wow.
Give me my $20.
Submit a bracket on the Discord. Closest bracket to the actual tournament. Ah, you guys just saw my email. Closest bracket to like the actual outcome. Get a $20 Steam gift card. I love the General 0 Hour music. You used to play this? Dude, yeah. If I could, I would play if I still could. For some reason, I can never make Generals work on Windows 11. I tried all the workarounds. I'm kind of tired. Says just call me one day and we can figure it out together. But it's very demasculating having to call one of my viewers to fix my computer problems. So...
Oh my god, Zletwig forgot to expand infrastructure in one province in Silesia. Is this a political statement on people who live there in Poland?
Do you think he did that on purpose? Oh my god.
Yes, he hates people who live in Katowice. It's a political opinion.
He didn't do it. Ratibor. Is that where Katowice is?
Roughly, yeah.
I'm gonna fact check this, chat.
It's next to Krakow, so...
Nah, that's not where Katowice is. I actually, it is. Yeah, it is. Why didn't he expand infrastructure here? I don't get it. He doesn't have enough administrative power.
99%. He just forgot. Like, he literally just forgot it. It happens a lot of times.
If they lose, it's because he didn't expand infrastructure here.
100%. Like, nothing else.
That's the only reason why. And it's clearly showing the Poland team is not used to this map because they didn't expand infrastructure on this one tile. Real and true. And we can take a look at everyone's expanded infrastructure by doing this. This is a trick that... oh, Denmark expanded infrastructure finally. This is a trick that Kegla's taught me. You can see also policies, global policies. If you hit a state edict map and then hit a non-colonized province. War starting soon. Has Denmark caught up in dev at all?
He kind of has.
Kind
It's
of,
a lot
yeah.
better than India.
Is anyone influencing him? He's getting influenced by Sweden.
Yes. Yes.
Is this also a political statement?
He's subsidizing his entire team.
Oh,
So-
subsidized meta. Hey bro, can you sub for us in this game? We're missing a player. Yeah, sure. Okay, get on Denmark and subsidize all of us and do nothing else.
Real.
This is what's happening here.
He's a support player, dude. He knows his role.
He's a support main. He's subsidizing a lot. No war chest. No war chest on Protestant side. And we can see like pretty heavy debt too on the Protestant side already. Catholic League as well. I mean, that's standard. I mean, Italy is going crazy. He's already half his loan cap. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, he's already twice his force limit.
But his force limit is 200. That seems really low.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
mean, they can
sure
deck
how
now.
that-
War started.
Yep, here it is.
Conquest of Matau. It's Commonwealth that declares, and its war goal is set to Coronia. Is he being privateered? Yeah, he's being privateered pretty hard. So they got to win the Navy here, and they are already. Yeah, you can see that. No privateering from port, chat. Privateering from port. That's a warning. We can see already fronts moving. Pirates, guys. No privateering from port.
Oh, in other shocking news, Triple Z joins NACOM Plus. All the trades are happening during this freaking game. What the hell?
Fish just got dropped. But Fish was like a backup player.
Yeah, he didn't play a single game.
He didn't play a single game. Okay, so this has actually happened. Yusuf and Abu Abbas are now on psychiatric ward. So this is confirmed. This is confirmed because the captain of Funny Funny is saying I didn't need them anyways. Battles. Let's focus on the match now. Network error. What is that? Okay.
Discord moment. And we can still hear you, so.
No, it was a network error for my sub. So when I get subs, it's not gonna show. Badge.
Right. Well, Poland's putting a lot of pressure on Sweden, which is
Usually it's the other way around.
unusual. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, usually it's the other way around.
I think we're getting a pause because there's still privateering from port. Yep, there you go. Fixed it. Yeah, so usually we see Sweden applying pressure to north of Poland. But with the war goal being here on Kronia, I don't think I've ever seen that before. War goal on Sweden, and it's right here. So that means this is where the main area of conflict is going to be. But we can see two fronts have basically opened up. There's the front on the Polish side, and it's just Sweden and Poland on this front. And then we can see everyone else is on the Protestant and Catholic League side.
And Protestant made a really big blunder with his fort placement. As you can see, like, they can easily encircle the fort, and they're punishing them for it. Spain and the Catholic League are pushing there, and they're getting advantageous battles as a result.
Bad fort placement. But now they're going to be taking another battle. A cut play happening here from England, but there's no reinforcements from the English side.
And that's a crossing into the wood.
And another battle here into the woods, but the cannons were there ready. We can see kind of like an encirclement here where they're able to get the siege. They're able to siege while taking the battle, but because of the other fort placement, they cannot get to the Battle of Munster. And it's actually a counter encirclement. So you were saying about how like they can't stop them sieging, but now look at it. They can't go to Dortmund. Well, now they can because they just won a battle on Berg. Berg is so fat that he's a province in EU4, chat.
And Sweden lost a battle on against.
They're fighting on his belly. All right, enough of that. Oh, France might get stack wiped.
Good re-engage there.
Really good re-engagement, and France gets the cannon stack in time.
But they get some good cuts, like they're re-engaging Münster. Their battle on the fort is completely overstacked by the Protestants.
Yeah, and if they go on to Westfalen, they can't stop the siege. They go on to Münster, they go on Westfalen, they can't stop the siege. It's still the same thing you're saying. They had to win those battles on Cleve and Berg, but they ended up losing them.
Yeah, and now they've lost the war goal and the fort next to it, and they're losing in North Germany.
Let's take a quick look at the numbers. It's almost 300k advantage for the Catholics. And I was joking about Denmark, Norway being a support, but he literally is. He has 200,000 troops, and that's it. That's the least of everyone.
Yeah. I mean, his job is going to be to give generals, because his ideas gives him land leader fire. His 6-4 is not in the battle right now. He should be trying to get there in there.
And Hunt pauses the game. Is there more privateering in port?
Yes, there's a privateering port in England.
Oh.
And France.
I mean, I think I'm going to have to give another warning. I'm going to have to give an actual warning. Hey guys, I probably not on purpose, but please stop privateering on port. It's a
Yeah,
warning.
Yeah, we stopped. Just stop.
Yeah, I gave a warning. We can see the Battle of Munster, the Battle of Geldren. The Catholics are lacking in troops here, and the Protestant League are winning.
They lost the cannons. And they got a disease outbreak on the siege, so they might actually get cut, and they are getting attacked now. That's pretty unlucky.
Yeah, 35% siege. 35% siege.
And
Catholics get pushed back. And now we can see even Spain mobilizing his entire army. He's leaving nothing in Spain. We've been seeing 0 naval battles, but if he has nothing in Spain, and especially with his fort placement, this could lead to getting a lot of devastation. Just sending a 1k stack or just a 5k stack that you split up and doing a lot of the stuff.
Yeah, and if you get a control of Mallorca, they get to completely cut it off. And as long as they have the fleet there, they can full siege Spain, essentially uncontested. But I don't know if they're gonna be doing anything.
They don't know this is happening. They have no navies in the
Yeah.
Mediterranean, so they have no idea that this is happening. And if we look at the navy, wait, the Protestants have more boats. The Protestants have more boats, like just on every single side except for galleys. They have more boats. So why aren't we seeing the Protestants engage navally? That's the question we got to be asking right now. This could be a big advantage for them, but they don't even know that this could happen for them because they don't know. They just don't know. They don't know that Spain is sending their whole army. If they had boats here, they could be seeing Spain moving, and then they could take advantage of that. But they're not even entering the Mediterranean. England's navy is just in port. Denmark's navy is just in port. Sweden's navy is just in port. And Sweden's getting sieged, by the way. And Poland keeps winning the battles here. And if he keeps winning, he's holding the war goal.
Yeah,
That's 20 war score.
Manpower. Like, Sweden might need some help. Poland has way more manpower. If he loses this battle, it's pretty catastrophic for Sweden.
I mean, can Sweden win this front alone if Poland is full committing?
I don't think so in the long term.
I mean, and since the war goal is here, I think someone might need to help him. But now the Catholic League are here in full force. Basically, all of the Catholic League, except for Poland, is on the German front. Protestant League are all here except for Sweden. So we're basically watching a 1v1 versus Poland and Sweden over here, and then watching a 4v4 in Germany. Let's take a quick look at battles, total battles. So yeah, the Catholic League is losing in terms of battles, -3. Protestant League have won more battles.
Sweden's gonna lose this battle. He just doesn't have enough troops.
It looks like Poland has like a 300k troop advantage. Is this real? I mean, there's a Spanish cannon stack here too, so it's not just Poland. I mean, it's just 32 cannons, but that's making the numbers advantage even worse. And if Poland can push up onto Sweden, you know, that's gonna make more forts and make taking back the war goal even harder. And if Protestants lose in Germany, this is just gonna be a disaster. A disaster. Like, you're not Poland's fully committing on Sweden. Sweden's losing that front. If you don't win on the German front, like, you need to be winning on the German front at least, right?
Yeah, and they're fighting over Berg in this fat province. Fighting a -2.
Keep in mind, war score does tick like vanilla standards, and it's only 25 from war goal. So, like, you need to win a lot of battles and get occupations. Or, I mean, you could just win a lot of battles and get enough for stab it, because you can get 40 from battles. But you just securing the war goal is not enough to win. But, you know, Protestants, they're committing super hard on the German front. We see two French stacks are sieging. Instead of being here in the battle. Let's take a quick gander at the looks of the numbers here. That's like 300k, 400k left for the Catholics. Then meanwhile, on the Protestants, who are losing the battle in terms of morale, they have about 200k. And then if you have that 300k, Denmark's coming in with another 40k. This battle is going to be super close.
I'm not sure how they're losing this in morale. The Spanish cannons are all damaged.
Yeah, they are. Are the English cannons damaged? No, they're full strength. Is there a tech disadvantage again? Tech 16. Tech 16. Tech 18 on France. Tech 17 on Spain.
Right,
Tech
France has
16.
to abandon the sieges, trying to get in.
All the Cav bros are at Tech 18, but you also need England at Tech 18 as well for the new cannons. So even though they have strong English cannons, they don't have the new upgraded cannon, which is actually quite big on this tech. And the Protestant League lose on the German front. Disaster. And Poland's still full swing on the Swedish front. Sweden running out of troops.
That battle was 9 war score.
Huge. Now Catholic League are just winning super hard. They're winning on the war goal. They're winning on Germany. But Protestant League not moving their navies out of the north side of the map. They haven't even tried to see or do something with navy. Yeah, Sweden's behind in morale here. Commonwealth fighting with almost 7 morale. I mean, no, it should be really close. They're really close in morale. They're only... No, they're equal now. Actually, Sweden's even higher. But why does it look like his morale is going down way faster?
I feel like it's because of the Spanish cannons. Spanish cannons do way more damage than his cannons can do. They have like 1.35 fire damage advantage. And that matters a lot.
And England does end up taking Tech 18, so that does mean new cannons, leather cannon. Before he was fighting with the demi cannons.
They're trying to push into Flanders.
I mean, the only quality that quantity gives is 5 morale. Everything else is related to quantity. But yeah, so Sweden should be doing more damage. But the Cav is making up for the quality difference. Is there even English cannons in Sweden? No. That's what we're saying. And now oh my god, this could be so bad for the Protestant League. I mean, they can still go up from the straight crossing from Norfolk to Amsterdam. Don't ask questions about that, chat. They're swimming. You can see those guys, they're just swimming. But if they are able to win these battles and then get to Amsterdam, that is Protestant League, Denmark, and Sweden cut off from France and England. Which could be a very big recipe for disaster. They're unable to reinforce this battle. I mean, they can, but they're choosing not to. They could come up from Amsterdam. They still have the fort in Den Haag that could help them bigly. And there's a rampart on Den Haag.
They could take the long way route and go from Bergen to Shetland to Orkney to England. But that's a very big detour.
They still got this crossing. I always forget about this. Because in the Napoleonic Wars, this is like you can't go through here. But they're deciding to defend France here. But what's going on in Sweden?
It's a +2, so they should be fighting this. And Sweden's just losing. He doesn't have enough men.
Sepmask losing the 1v1 to Slevik, chat. But it's not really a player issue. I think he just needs, 100k. If you just get 32k English cannons here, and then like 70k of someone else on this front, I think they can actually win. And Poland's even getting to the point where he's sending 40k away from this front. That's how confident he is in this front. Because they want to cut off. They really, really want to cut off this front here. And with the damaged English cannons, they're actually losing this battle here. They're trying to reinforce. Age of Absolutism comes in. And they're just
10,000 kicks.
And the morale's looking so bad.
Protestant League needs to hurry up and get in, or the cannons are gonna die.
I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it. Maybe. Shattering. Catholic League is shattering. Catholic League is shattering.
Yeah, their cannons are dying.
And
he gets in.
They get in. Protestant League wins that battle. And the German
you see
front
that
is
now they're
unchanged.
they're sieging Spain, but Denmark loses the naval battle against Spain, unfortunately.
Oof. We missed that. But yeah,
But-
the Navy goes to the side of the Catholics. But they're sieging Spain. There's literally no troops nearby on Spain. They're so back, actually. Protestant League pushed back Germany. They still don't have the war goal, so it's now 20 war score. They can get up to 32, basically, from that. You know, battles are going still near 50-50. The occupations are also adding war score for the side of the Catholic League, since he's sieging the primary war goal target. Not a lot of people know this, but since Sweden is the primary war goal here, and he's getting sieged, every tile that he's losing is like a big amount of war score, actually. And Sweden needs help. Is someone coming to help him?
He's out of manpower, while PLC still has like at least 350k left. Spain is rotating to go defend himself now, so they need someone to go help Sweden while Spain is busy. They can afford to do that. Otherwise, they're gonna lose Combe, and then if they lose another fort after that, it's open country. They can go into Finland, and it's that disastrous.
Dude, for some reason, the siege just gave me like a big deja vu moment of one time where we were playing a EU4 MP game, and Lewis randomly comes, and Lewis hasn't played at EU4 MP in so long, but he randomly came into the voice channel, battle happening, and he said, Berg is so fat that the armies could eat off of his body, and that was so like strange. And he left. It was like there was like 1 million troops in Spain, and he said that. I don't know why I brought that up, but it just makes me think of that moment. That moment lives rent free in my head.
France managed to take 2 forts, but he doesn't have infantry to refill. So if Spain wins this battle, he can quickly reassault them.
Dude, what is Spain's war exhaustion? 12 war exhaustion almost, but those sieges were really lucky. Those sieges, the Pyrenees, they didn't refill. They didn't refill. France is not coming in time. It is a scorched province, and he's not forced marching.
And Sweden loses the battle and loses another fort. This is not good.
Yeah, Sweden getting full occupied here is not good for them. Sweden getting
Spain is
full
going to
occupied
lose
is
this.
not good.
Spain is losing this. Italy's trying to come in to save the day, but they lose the battle.
Yeah, and they're focusing hard. Denmark actually landing
he's
in the north.
landing.
They're landing. The landing. This is going to cause devastation. I mean, it's more of a nuisance than anything, but this is devastation. Devastation's huge. That makes him lose his prosperity. Prosperity gone. That's dev cost and goods produced gone. And now Spain's going to come to go deal with it. The question is it worth trading Spain for Sweden? I think Spain is in a worse position than Sweden, no joke. And they're also starting another front too. So there's now 3 fronts in this war. The Spanish front, the Swedish front, and the German front.
Well,
They're pushing into the lowlands.
Sweden is max loan and only has 10k in the bank.
What? What is going on with the Swedish economy, actually?
Oh, the Austrians cut catching the Danish in France. So now they're taking advantage and pushing France. And now they're catching another stack. Oh my goodness, a wipe.
2 wipes for the Catholics. They're catching out. They're really
And they're gonna
pushing.
cut again.
Oh,
my God.
no, oh, no.
They're just getting outplayed. This is a complete outplay.
Not a stack wipe there, but still disaster.
And those are
Disaster.
cannons. And then England can't reinforce these cannons. He's out. Manpower.
The Protestants all are suffering on manpower. Literally all of them. It's a huge problem for the Protestants. They can't maintain this. Why, though? Why? It just seems like the casualties aren't even that big of a difference. Catholic League at 400k, Austria at 500k, Commonwealth at 400k, Italy running out of manpower, Spain at 200k. Meanwhile, Sweden 23k, Denmark 0, Protestant League 0, France at 100k, and England at minus 200k.
I'm gonna have to contact my source who told me this was the Benchwarmers' best map and the Poles' worst map. That guy's not a good source anymore.
Not a trustworthy
'Cause they're
source,
just-
dude.
They're just completely stomping them on every front. I guess except the Pyrenees, but this is a nothing burger front. Right, they're trying to unsiege it, but
I think might be
It's
come
actually-
down to nation buildup, maybe. I mean, in the
Yes,
top five,
I-
3 of them are on the Catholic side. Look at Commonwealth,
I mean,
dude. It's Levick.
yeah, like he has 1,000,000 manpower. Even Bavaria has 900,000. So does Austria. While if you look at the Protestant, they're like 600k. Denmark 200,000. Sweden's not too bad with 700,000, but like it's not as good as the competition he has.
And by the way, update. He did end up expanding infrastructure in every tile. He fixed it. That's why they're winning so hard. And now this Pyrenees at 28. This is not looking good.
No, he did not expand infrastructure in Katowice yet.
What do you mean? Oh no, he didn't. What? I thought I clicked the wrong tile, huh? Yeah, he didn't. Never mind, chats. Protestant League can still win. But, you know, these battles, they're not going into their favor. And things
And
are
they
looking
lost
very
war.
bad for them. I mean, the war started 1618. That means in January, stab hits can come.
And you can see in these battles they're starting like the English cannons are all dead. Like they're not even half strength, they're like a third strength. And they're gonna feed into these battles, and it's just gonna get worse.
That's not looking good there. They have to get out of there. Oh no, dude. And Sweden, this is like the definition of insanity. He just keeps taking battle. And he loses again. I don't think Sweden's won a single battle against Poland.
He hasn't, but at the same time, you can't just let Poland siege everything for free.
Yeah, but with the losing of these battles. Oh, wait, and that's his capital. Novgorod's his capital.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And it's a level 1 fort. But he can't assault. Poland's all capped, so he can't assault. But still, like, this is not good. He can, since it's a level 1 fort, he can stand on these 2 provinces and make sure that he gets the capital. And in January, we're going to see stab hits.
Well, it's actually too early to stab it because we need 7 years and it's only been 5.
Is it? They started in
Yeah, it's been-
16? No, they started in 18.
Eight.
You're right. But yeah, in
But
January.
I feel like
in
we're
January.
just gonna see a surrender before we see stab-its at this point.
Benchwarmers, I mean, they played pretty strongly, but representatives of Poland just showing a very strong performance today, very strong build-up, and just winning on every front. And there's the 51 war score, and oh my god, don't even look at the numbers. It's a 2-to-1 advantage on every single front. Double the amount of infantry, double the amount of cav, even more than double the amount of the cav, double the amount of artillery. What happened? And there we go. Now it's been 7 years, no?
No, it's been 5 years.
1 more year and we see stab hits. Yeah, this is such a quick war. I mean, what did you even do? Maybe only hope here is to bring all the troops to Sweden? I don't even know. They still can go around like this. Pyrenees front is now like basically over. Spain saved himself. He's only got 1 fort left he has to unsiege.
I feel like the only way they can do something is if they like
GG
manage
is
to
called.
trap. Oh, well, never mind. I said that maybe if they trapped the Italian and Spanish army in Iberia, but unlikely to happen as they lost the naval engagements. But yeah, they
GG
called
called.
it.
GG called, dude. Oh my god. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. And we take a quick look at the bracket here, chat. Representatives of Poland. It looks a bit scuffed, but this is the only way I could make it work with the bracket maker with 12 players, chat. So sorry that it looks a bit scuffed. Like, these matches all didn't happen. The ones you're seeing on the left. These didn't happen. But if you look here, Representative Poland.
Oh, sorry.
What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you for the save file because I can't save.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Can you send me both when you have a minute, please?
Did you take a save of the last game?
I couldn't.
I think I did. I'll probably
Yeah,
just post them in the
Yeah, if you can post
match
both,
report.
that'd be good.
Yeah, post-game analytics is needed.
Okay, yeah. Which one of you guys want to interview? But let me finish what I was saying. We were looking at the
Yeah, yeah.
bracket. I'm gonna just you can go talk and we'll bring up one of you.
Yeah,
But if we
just-
look up
just
at the
go.
bracket here, Representative Poland beats the Benchwarmers, which puts them in the next phase, and that's huge for them because, like I said, every upper bracket match you win, you basically skip 2 lower bracket matches because now Benchwarmers, they have to beat CCA, then they have to beat the winner of East 8 District and where's 8 and International or Funny. Then after that, they have to go into the next one, and then they have to face another team that was in the upper bracket. So the lower bracket, going through the lower bracket is tough. But some people were saying that if you do a lower bracket run and you reach the finals from a lower bracket run, you might have a innate buff or innate advantage, and that you have way more practice matches with your team because not every team is able to practice with their whole team all the time. Actually, it's very rare that we see players practicing with their whole team consistently. But yeah, Representative Poland looking very strong today. I'm going to give out the prediction, giving a strong 2-0 victory over the Benchwarmers.
All right, my bracket is still perfect after one round.
Your bracket is looking perfect. Did someone's bracket already get ruined? Probably. Yep, Yusuf's bracket is already broken. No, it's not. Someone's bracket is probably messed up already.
Well, GG boys.
Yeah,
GG.
Kruder's bracket is wait, no, never mind. That's the loser's bracket.
So
Oh.
we have with us here Mo. Mo, you were playing on
England.
England. So what went wrong? This is from the Benchwarmers guys. What went wrong?
Just everything disorganized. I mean, Protestant should have pushed Commonwealth more. Sweden was just completely useless against PLC. He can't beat him alone, of course. So he needed Protestant to do more. But I mean, everyone had their mistakes. It's like, no, can't blame one person alone.
Well, now you guys drop to the lower bracket. You're going to be playing off against. Let's take a quick look here again. You're playing off against CCA. CCA was not really one of they were bottom seed on their group. So how do you guys feel about playing against them?
I think we beat them last time. I thought they dropped out, but I guess I was wrong. I think we'll win.
Oh yeah, they were in your group. They were in your group. That's just true.
Yeah. I think they were one of the first teams we played, so it was a good victory back then.
All right, yeah. So we'll look forward to watching that match and seeing your run. You're not out of the tournament yet. Don't lose hope. You know, gather your team, and maybe next time you guys will be more organized. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. All right. Who's gonna interview?
I can.
Nice job, Zlevik. Good job on the victory.
Thank
2-0 victory. Devastating defeat in that second game. First game was looking a lot closer. Second game was an absolute destruction. Yeah, that's all I can say. Absolute domination, even.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
one thing I have to ask is that a lot of people were saying that this is your guys' worst map, Catholics versus Protestant, 30 Years War. Is this true?
Yeah, I think we've played like 5 training games on this map and we lost all of them. So we were like, yeah, we definitely don't pick this map. But yeah, this I think they're played much worse than any of our training games because we usually train versus NA comp, so it's a really good team. So here it was big difference. We are actually afraid of the first map as well because that first Ottoman Turkish map is played a lot on the mixes. It's just pretty much me, Axel, and Costa playing them regularly last couple of weeks, and Costa is on vacations.
Mhm.
So now, like, it was Hand playing alone the Balkans for the first time. It was Potato playing Crimea for the second time. It was me playing Ottomans for the first time. Axel's playing France for the first time. So that's like none of us were really experienced on our own nations. Maybe Miss Squeezy on Tunis. So yeah, that's I think why it was so much closer than this one. And this one we just have experience. But I played Poland alone first time over here. I usually were just co-op for Axel.
Usually have a co-op.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and so another question I have for you specifically is why did you never expand infrastructure in Rakabors?
What 2 years before start of the war, I had half of my country not expanded because I didn't have.
Yeah, but
What's
this is
it
the
called?
only tile that you didn't do in your entire nation.
And I was rushing it. I was really rushing it to build up on time. So yeah, I just missed it.
Is this a social commentary about Silesia? I think it is.
Yeah, it's Bitom. That's where Axel is.
Okay, well, you are going to be. Let's take a quick look at the bracket here again, chat. You will be playing off against the winner of International and Funny Funny. How do you feel against those two teams?
Yeah, we won with International in the group stage, right? But
Yeah.
I didn't play that much actually. And I think on our like second worst map, which is Napoleonic, we freaking hate that map.
Okay.
So yeah, ideally we play with them, but we all know that Funny Funny is the favorite to win the whole tournament.
Even
So,
with while this match was going on, 2 of their players dropped out of their team.
Did they?
Yes, Yusuf and Abu Abbas left Funny Funny to play on psychiatric ward.
That's interesting.
So
Yeah, that's gonna make it more spicy in the semifinals. I think Poles were lost to them when I wasn't part of the team, right, in the previous tournament.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, it's time for revenge then.
time for revenge. All right.
I would like to report the other polls for cheating.
Oh no.
They were just too good. That's gotta be cheating.
Okay. Levick, thoughts? Is this true?
Yeah, I can confirm these accusations.
We got him, boys.
Oh well, because he said that he was too good, I guess he can't play anymore.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Levick.
I guess
I don't make the
we will
rules.
We will dominate the losers bracket, though. Benchwarmers, this is not the last you've seen of us, okay?
Well,
you can do this, guys.
I was saying that in the tournament. If you do a full lower bracket run, which is what you guys will have to do if you want to get to the finals, you'll have double the amount of matches played than if someone goes a full upper bracket run.
Right? Yeah.
So that's double the amount of practice.
2 of our players played that 5v5, the Ottoman one, for the first time. So
Yeah, that's what I was telling my teammates. That's I pretty much only saw you, Carly, playing the mixed games from your team.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's what's probably
I
the
practiced a little, but that
not
was
enough
it.
practice on your side.
okay.
Well, then let's quickly, since you're here, let's do this on stream. Real quick. So, War of Austrian Secession, Napoleonic Wars, Great Turkish War, 30 Years War. Let's see what the lower bracket match is gonna, first map is gonna be. This is how I decided the last one. Let's see. Spinning the wheel. Just so you guys know, upper bracket, all the first maps are Turkish War. War of Austrian Secession.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Nice.
first map
Second-
for the lower bracket.
Second best map on the roster.
Yeah,
we not do that one? My team hasn't played that one either.
What? What?
Carly, if you want to do a training match later this week, we can play this one with you.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, we need more than training, bro. Listen, Benchwarmers is looking for a new captain. I'm open to sub.
Well, I thought you were. Wait, you were just saying that you're gonna do a crazy lower bracket map, and now you're looking
Yeah,
for another team.
No, dude, I'm messing with their psyche. Okay.
Oh, okay. I just don't understand the 5D chess.
Nah, yeah, you don't know what's going on. I'm playing 3 moves ahead.
Clearly, I don't understand. Well, good luck to you both. Of course, both of you are still in the tournament. So, yeah, for the Benchwarmers, we're excited to see you in the lower bracket. Maybe you can do a sick lower bracket run. You know, that would be always really exciting to see a team go all the way in the lower bracket to the grand finals and even win it. You know, definitely a dark horse of this tournament, the Benchwarmers. Representatives of Poland, you guys have been looking really strong this entire season. I do have to say that you guys did get dominated against Psychiatric Ward, but maybe there was a lot of lessons from that you guys can take on to your further matches. And if Funny Funny beats International, you're going to have to face off Funny Funny. So,
Sounds like fun.
sounds fun, right?
Fun.
All right, guys, I got to go. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
yeah, we'll see you guys in the next matches that we broadcast. We still got a lot of upper bracket matches to watch. You can go up here. We can see here. You can do ! upper bracket. We got a lot of upper bracket matches this week that we're going to try to broadcast. That's it, chat. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Wednesday, new 1444 RP game, Moldova. See you guys. Bye-bye.